2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's game 2 of the doubleheader against the St. Andrews Knights of Laurinburg, North Carolina. I'm Jackson Bass, joined by my colorman, Ethan. Ethan, what did we see from both teams in game 1 that'll really translate and maybe make a difference in game 2?
Well, I think a lot in game 1 had to do with the defense. Very good on defense. I think the offense on both could really step up, though.
And as that one is on the outside corner of the plate, it'll be a strike one. Let's talk about who's out in the field today. Pitching for the Rams, Lacey Williams at first. Caitlin Gable. As the ball toes the line, it'll drop foul, bringing up an 0-2 count. Like I said at first, Caitlin Gable at second. Kenzie Lambert at short. Chloe Hicks at third. Christina Sanchez over in right, Haley Cox, and center Claudia Santana, and over in left, Madison Blankenship catching. Brooke Rowe.
I believe a hits batsman just happened.
Thank you, because I missed it. I think it hit the toe of her foot and curled up and went away. But now with a runner over on first, St. Andrew brings their second person at bat. Pitch comes on the outside, ball one. Throw over to first, not going to be there in time. Now batting is Kylie Collins. As that pitch sails on the outside, and the throw does not get quite right. Luckily, Santana was in shallow center, so the runner in Anaya King did not try to move over to third. 3 balls, no strikes. Runner over in second in scoring position. Pitch comes right down the middle, long throw over to third. Not going to get there in time. A second stolen bag and some beeps from the parking lot. Don't think they saw it. I think they were beeping at something else. But Williams deals. So shallow on the bat. She'll take her base. Runners are now in the corners. Rams, like we said, 1-0 with the run coming. With the run coming in the bottom of the fourth. A very defensively savvy game. She shows bunt. Sanchez couldn't get the grab, and a runner comes home, and a runner moves to second. Ducks are in the pond. And the Knights already beat their score from the previous contest.
Yeah, and in the first inning, too, it took about 4 innings to get a score on the board last time.
Alyssa Farrer, who, and they mentioned this, the batting lineup has Taryn Tucker listed twice, but the second one is the DP, number 44, is the long hit. Goes foul. The Knights dugout all excited. See if she fixes that crooked swing. It could be a 4-point ball game, not in favor of the Rams. For our show's bunt. Infield fly. Hicks with the grab and bring up the first out.
Yeah, I think the umpire also called the infield fly rule, which means if there's less than 2 outs and runners on first and second like it is, then yeah, the batter's out at fair.
Pitch comes. Sails outside, ball one. Williams pitched the 7th inning. Wasn't sure if we were going to get to see Haley Cox come up. She makes her way back into the lineup after missing Tuesday's game. Runners at first and second. Pitch comes from Williams. That's on the outside corner. Strike 2.
Yeah, like we said, the scoreboard's kind of
Wild pitch. Moves 2 runners aboard. Now the count 3, and I'm going to check that 1. Like Ethan mentioned, that the scoreboard is a little spotty up here. We're at the top field at the Graham Recreational Park. As a foul ball flies way out and rolls down the hill. Kind of reminds me of that Chef Boyardee commercial with the can keeps rolling and keeps rolling and keeps rolling.
Looks like it's going to the gutter, Jackson.
Well, then it might get lost in that tunnel. Pitch comes, grounder right back to Williams. They'll bring the play over to 1 and still keep the runner over at third. Now Rams have 2 outs. As Wynn really picking up. Now batting for St. Andrews, number 34, Molly Phillips. Pitch comes. Sails on the inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners now at second and third. Pitch comes. Swung on the 5-6 hole. A runner comes, and now runners on the corners. Knights up to a quick 2-0 lead here in the top of the first inning.
Better than the last game.
Definitely the improvement by the Knights. See, but where the Rams have struggled a little bit in the field, they made up with a little bit of the struggles that we've seen St. Andrews have with missing a couple easy catches. But the Rams are not going to be able to sit with a 1-0 lead. As the grounder. Yep. Yeah, because the runner went across and stepped in the way of Lambert. That'll bring up out number 3. And now the Knights lead 2 outs and move into the bottom of the first. We're back with the bottom of the first inning action. As Wynn really picking up. Let's talk about who's in the field for the Knights. Aaliyah Smith pitching. Shelby and Nesbitt being the catcher over at first. Tara Tucker at second. Kylie Collins at short. Molly Phillips. Terry Kai playing the 6, being the flex player. Over in left field, Anaya King. In center, Cassie Fortner. And over in right, Carolyn Ashley. As now batting for the Rams to lead us all off. Claudia Santana. Pitch comes, she shows bunt. Way outside. Ball 1. And Ethan, you know, they made fun of us when I was talking to them. They're like, Christina Sanchez and Claudia Santana, because, you know, they've got very close last names, and we've messed it up a couple times. Yeah. As the second pitch comes, and it's right down the alley. Santana's going to go all the way to third. Sprinting, she'll be safe, sliding in. You got a couple claps all around. Now that's the way you want to start an at-bat for your team.
So as you were saying, Jackson, we get their names mixed up a lot.
Yeah, and they're like, they joke that they must be sisters or cousins or something because they have the same interchangeable last name. Because I know I've called Christina Sanchez, Christina Santana, Claudia Sanchez, but I was talking to them and they were making fun of us about it.
Oh, well.
But now up, Chloe Hicks. North Carolina native, shows bunt. They'll get the tag. Oh, and it'll be to no avail as Claudia Santana is still going to stay over at third. Smart fielding by the St. Andrew Knights to come up on the bunt and tag Hicks, making sure Santana didn't think about going home. Now batting the other sister, Christina Sanchez. She makes the cross in the dirt. Steps up. Pitch comes on the inside. Ball one. Runner on the base pass over at third in Claudia Santana. Chloe Hicks tries to bunt her home, but keep it in the field. That one's right across Main Street for strike one. 1-1 the count. Rams coming into this contest 9-18. These two teams are around the 10-11, 10-12 spots in the conference. St. Andrews being below Bluefield as Sanchez gets a piece of it, and it'll veer to the right of the first baseline. Count now 1-2. Sanchez, the transfer from Trinity Valley Community College. Of course, former teammates with Claudia Santana as a fly ball to right field gets caught. Santana is going to think about tagging up. She's going to stay over at third. Now there are 2 outs on the board. As batting, Kinsey Lambert. Gets a couple practice swings in. And the brisk wind making me wish I wore a hat. Pitch comes. Sails on the outside. Ball one. Fortner, the catcher, trying to do a really good job of framing up the pitch. Can't really steal that many strikes. As it's dropped. Lambert sprinting over to second. She'll make it. Now with a runner in scoring possession, and the Rams cut the lead of the Knights in half by bringing Claudia Santana home.
And I believe that was also an error.
It was, as in the left fielder couldn't get a grab at it. And I was mentioning it in the first that we've seen a little bit of fielding errors as it comes to the outfield from the Knights, and I saw that a couple times in game one and has plagued them as the first pitch is a swinging strike by Brooke Rowe out of Tazewell, Virginia. Right?
Yes,
I've
I've
known
her for about 5 years.
Well, that's very cool. Pitch comes. Drops right in. Strike two. Down 0-2 in the count. Runner over at second, and Kinsey Lambert, a swing of the bat, could tie this game up. Knocking it out of the park. Could give the Rams the lead. It's an outside pitch, ball one. Rams will only appear one more time at home as they have their doubleheader against Montreat College. Coming at you next Monday at 3 and 5 p.m. Senior festivities to start at 3. Rowe having the 2-2 count. It comes. Ooh, and a hard hit. He's going to get to the fence. Lambert's going to come home, and Brooke is going to make it all the way over to second. Rams tie it up. 2-2. Don't even have to click the buttons because the runner makes it all the way over to second with the double. Well, the RBI double. I was going to say double RBI, but that would be wrong.
It'd be nice to get a double RBI double.
Well, I don't know if that would be physically possible with by only making a double if there's only one runner on the base path. Pitch comes. Grounder to the shortstop, trying to throw it over to first. It skids, but they'll grab the out. And the Rams tie it up in the first inning, 2-2 as we move into the top of the second. Top of the second, and a lot more wind picking up. I don't know, my one of the tech crew was asking me a question and I could not tell him the answer. Williams deals to home, right above the strike zone, ball one. Second pitch, big swing and a miss. Strike one. The catcher in Fortner now at the plate. As two doubles brought two runners home for the Rams. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying my best to cover it, but the wind is just a little too much. Williams deals, sails on the outside, ball two, 2-1 the count. Seeing more and more communication out in the field by the Rams. And chance from the Knights dugout. Pitch comes. That's on the outside corner. Strike two. Count is full. Payoff from Williams. It comes. Fortner gets a piece of it. Flips behind us. Count's going to remain 3-2. Top of the second. Score 2-2. And that's right above the strike zone for ball four. Man, that's got to be a close call, Ethan.
Very, very close. But again, we do acknowledge and we thank our umpiring crew for doing a very good job this afternoon.
I didn't say he did a bad job. Ah, I'm just messing with you.
Yes.
Pitch comes from Williams.
Oh.
Swinging foul ball, and thankfully that one gentleman got out of the way. With a runner over on first in Fortner. Knights trying to put a couple more runs on the board. Williams gives the nod. They go bunt. Sanchez throws the first. They'll tag her, and a runner is going to make it over to second. Now, Knights with a runner in scoring position, having one out on the board. Pitch comes. Foul ball. Almost hits grad student Warren Peanut Bailey and Coach Sparks. Thankfully, there was a little quicker than I would be. Runner over at second. One out. Pitch. Another foul ball. Brings up the 0-2 count. Batting now Anaya King from Asheboro, North Carolina. As that pitch goes ball. Alumni of East Randolph High School. Pitch, another hard hit foul ball. Pitch comes. Doesn't hit the sweet spot bright. Gable misses the catch, and a runner comes home. And King will be safe over at first. 3-2. Now your score.
I believe now, again, the official score is right below us, but I believe that might have been also an error.
It would have been a fielding error, yes. And I know that she didn't go bunt, but it hit right on that little skinny part of the bat. So it only kind of swiveled just in front of her. So great base running by King to make it over to first just in time. As the pitch comes from Williams. Fly ball in the 3-4 spot. They're not going to get there in time. And the base hit for Kylie Collins. Runners now at first and second as Taryn Tucker from Oakboro, North Carolina, alumni of South Stanley High School, makes her way up to home plate. There's going to be a pinch runner coming on. Number 25, Sarah Siddell from Salisbury, Maryland.
Not North Carolina.
No, actually, there's something funny. Is I was running a wrestling tournament this past weekend. It's the MAWA, which is the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Association, and it was hosted at Bluefield State. And then they have to go to State College, PA, to wrestle in another qualifier to wrestle the national tournament, which is actually in Salisbury, Maryland. Pitch comes from Williams, grounder. Hicks will stay in front of it, tried to throw to three. And because she lost the ball, and I don't think it would have been there in time anyway, bases are now loaded. And with 3 runners on the base paths, number 44, Alyssa Farrar from Charlotte, North Carolina, comes up to bat. Williams deals. Sails on the outside. Ball 1. Rams already in position off the fielder's choice. They'll throw to 3. Runner comes home, but 2 runners left on the base paths. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Much more eventful than what we saw in game 1, Ethan, isn't it?
Yes, and much more eventful and a lot more errors.
Another foul ball gets past the right side fence post. Don't know if it made it into the parking lot because it's just a little level over by all those little pegs. That one's right down the middle for strike 2. Fortner. Fortner in possession, pitch comes. A little high. Ball 2, 2-2. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. 4-2 the score. Williams deals. Gets in the shallow right. And a runner's going to try all the way to home. She'll get there in time. Now 5-2 with runners at first and second.
Much different tune than the first game. Much different tune.
Yeah, the Rams, made a couple of errors that has really plagued them to getting this 5-2 score in favor of St. Andrews. And of course, this is a little surprising after the very first defensively savvy game that we saw as this pitch comes home. Sails just below the strike zone for ball 1. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Pitch comes right down Main Street, strike 1. Ducks in the pond as batting. Molly Phillips. That one skids in the dirt. Ball 2.
Yeah, that ball 1 is a little dim.
Pitch. High fly ball down the alley. Drops right by the fence. 2 runners for St. Andrews coming home and a runner for the double RBI double.
Double RBI double, yeah. We can call that and claim that now.
7-2, now the score with a runner over at second. And it looks like that will be the end of the day for Lacey Williams, as right fielder and Haley Cox will come to the circle and try to finish out this inning. We'll see who they'll throw over into. So we're just going to get a change in position. Haley Cox will come to pitch, and Williams move over into right. We're going to take a quick break as she gets a couple practice pitches in. Now batting, number 18, Aaliyah Smith, as that pitch sails on the outside for ball one. Pitching now, the freshman in Haley Cox. The pitch. Curves on the inside corner. Strike one. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. 1 runner on. Cox tasked with ending this inning. That one right down the middle for strike number 2. 1-2 the count. Smith from Kuna, Idaho gets in position. Cox deals. Fly ball hops over the shortstop. And now runners are on the corners. Shelby Nesbitt from Sally, South Carolina, transfer from USC Sumter. And now I'm a little curious for all of our viewers. When I think of USC as this pitch comes, and she'll get a piece of it. When you guys think USC, do you guys think the University of Southern California or the University of South Carolina? Being from where you are,
I think of the University of Southern California.
That's what I think. I think of Troy Polamalu and the Trojans.
Yeah.
Back when he was there. That one's just below the strike zone. Ball one. But no, I had an argument with somebody. I mean, he's from South Carolina, so I guess USC would make more sense for him, but I feel like anywhere else. I think it's SoCal. It's a fly ball to shallow right center field. Santana can't get the grab. A runner comes home, and runners are still going to be on the corners as 8-2 now.
And I believe that
official score.
Error, if I'm guessing.
Yes, if it's within reasonable doubt that you should be able to catch it or get in front of it, then it is considered an error.
But then there are a lot of things that I've been.
Of course, really, it comes down to whatever the official score, Bob Red, for us, says down below, but I believe that would be classified as an error. As this pitch comes right above the strike zone. Ball one. 1-1, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Pitch comes right down the middle. Strike 2. 1-2. Cox. The pitch. Skyrockets foul. Count remains 1-2 with 2 outs. Rams need to prevent a swing of the bat, which could essentially bring 2 runners home. Pitch comes on the outside. Ball 3. Count runs full as Cox brings up the payoff. Pitch comes. And a big swing and a miss to bring up the final out. And the Rams will have to do some damage in the bottom of the second here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It's the bottom of the second. Rams now down by 6 after the Knights had a great time at bat. But the Rams look to avenge that here in the bottom of the second. Williams at bat. Started out pitching, now over in right field. That's on the outside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. The Knights brought together quite an array of hits to bring 6 runs. The high fly ball drops by the fence. Williams is going to stay over at first. Now batting for the Rams, Caitlin Gable. Who we've seen step up in the box, hit a couple doubles, hit a couple singles when it comes down to crunch time. Pitch comes, she'll show bunt. It'll stay fair. Williams will make it over to second. They'll tag her right before the base. And it'll bring up out number 1. Madison Blankenship, nicknamed Mouse. I still haven't been told why, but I'm not going to question it. Runner over at second. And Lacey Williams. Grounder. They'll throw. Williams trying to throw over to third.
A double play, Jackson.
And the double play will send the Rams back into the dugout. And we'll move to the top of the third here shortly. And after the double play to bring the Rams back out on the field, Knights are up. Renaya King is going to be up to bat. A personnel change over in right field as Hannah Taylor comes in for Lacey Williams. Speaking of Hannah Taylor's grandfather, Mr. I believe William Lee. I apologize. He's an active viewer. He comments every time to let us know that Hannah Taylor's pawpaw is watching, and we absolutely love it.
Yes.
And I was a little sad because today I'm watching the broadcast and look at the comments, and I don't see him in there. And that's because he's actually here at the game.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fantastic. As Cox's pitch, a little high and outside for ball 1. King, the left fielder. High fly ball. Hicks sprints. She'll get the grab. Brings up out number 1. Kylie Collins, the hometown hero from Laurinburg, North Carolina, up to bat. That Sal's on the outside corner. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Pitch comes. She'll get a piece of it. Strike 2. Down now 0-2 in the count. With 1 out on the board. Pitch comes. High over the head. Ball 1. Pitch, a swinging strike three. Count them 1, 2, 3. Brings up out number 2 as Taryn Tucker. Now coming, it's kind of interesting because Bluefield is on the border of Virginia and West Virginia.
Right.
As Laurinburg is actually, I believe, I could be wrong, only 10 minutes from South Carolina, as it is also a border school, but borders the opposite side of North Carolina, whereas that pitch a little high for ball 2. And the other one that I think about is Avery University, which is in Danville, Virginia, and that also tones the line between Virginia and North Carolina. 2-0, the count. Another outside pitch brings up 3-0. 2 outs, no runners on. It's the top of the 3rd inning. Rams trying to bring up the first scoreless. As that one sails on the inside corner. Strike 1. We appreciate all of you guys tuning in today as the grounder down the 5-6 hole. And it'll be a base hit. Now batting, Alyssa Farr. Pitch comes high and outside. Ball 1. St. Andrews coached by Elizabeth Burris and Kelsey Land, as that drops right past the second base bag. And it's a base hit for Farr. Cassie Fortner now coming up to bat from Lexington, North Carolina. Staggered stance. Pitch comes on the outside corner, strike 1. Runners now at first and second, 2 outs on the board. With 2 outs, you got to assume the play is going over to first. That's a high foul ball. Now down to the count 0-2.
Jackson.
What?
Another one going in the gutter.
Oh, well.
Looks like someone's running after it.
Grounder. Hits the night and brings up out 3 for interference as we move into the bottom of the 3rd inning here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Vargas Santana now batting for the Rams. Pitch comes. Pull back. 1-0 the count. Rams trail by 6 as they try to trudge back and gain a little ground. I mean, of course, we're not anticipating Bluefield to come back in 6, but of course, there's a lot of ball to be played. As this pitch comes, another outside brings up the 3-0 count. She'll pull back the bunt, bring up strike one, 3-1 the count. Coach Allen telling Santana to play smart. Of course, if you're up 3-1, you should probably throw a ball before she throws another strike, but grounded to short, and they'll get over to first in time and brings up out number 1. Santana was the top of the lineup at the 2 spot. And now batting, Chloe Hicks. Pitch comes. Breaks outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. 8-2 the score here in the bottom of the 3rd. And a swinging strike 1 evens up the count. The 1-1 grounder straight to the third baseman, long throw over to first. It'll get there in time and brings up out number 2. And now batting, Christina Sanchez. Sanchez shows bunt, pulls back right across the plate. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Sanchez steps back in. Pitch comes. That pitch is long gone into shallow right, and Sanchez will get there in time. Took advantage of the slow pitch. Knocked it over into shallow right field for the base hit for Christina Sanchez. Kenzie Lambert now batting. Two outs. Runner over at first. First pitch goes ball. Lambert in position. Smith deals. They'll drop right in for strike number 1. Brings up the 1-1 count. They try to throw it over to first to get Sanchez, not in time. So, with 2 outs and the 1-1 count, Smith deals. Line drive past the shortstop. Sanchez getting over to third. She's going to go to home, and she'll make it there in time. That's Kenzie Lambert. Gets the double.
Well, they don't call him the cleanup hitter for nothing.
Brooke Rowe now up to bat after the double from Lambert. Rowe now spending a little bit time behind the plate. Catching here in game number 2 of this doubleheader, where the Rams took game number 1, 1-0. That sails outside of the dirt, trying to throw it over to second. And they kind of bumped her off.
He's like, nope, safe.
I don't think it was intentional, but Smith deals the 1-0. That's in the dirt. Ball 2. Pitch comes. Nisbet trying her best to frame it up and steal a couple strikes to no avail as the 3-0 count becomes the 4th. And Brooke Rowe is going to make it over to first. Umpire calls his own time to dust off home plate. But with ducks in the ponds and a runner in scoring position, Rams trying to make their way back. Swing of the bat would bring it 8-4. Knocking it out of the park. Could make it 8-6. One another count. Runners at first and second. Pitch comes. High fly ball. Nobody there. She's throwing to home. Not going to get there in time. And with runners at first and second, Rams.
Looks like competition's getting fierce.
Definitely picking up the pace, Rams. New pitcher coming in. And as number 34, Molly Phillips, gets a couple practice pitches, we're going to take a quick break on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Molly Phillips in the circle for the St. Andrews Knights. And a couple other personnel changes, but Hannah Taylor coming up to bat. Taylor coming in for Lacey Williams. And with 2 runners on and a runner in scoring position, a swing of the bat could make it 8-5. A knock out of the park could bring them within 1. Pitch comes. That's outside. Ball 1. It'll be a foul. Dead ball as it ricochets onto the leg of Taylor, but skirts into play. Count now 1-1. Runners at first and second. Big opportunity for the Rams. Pitch comes. Grounded to second. They'll flip it over to first, and that will end the third inning. We'll move into the fourth here shortly. It's the fourth inning. Rams slowly making the comeback. Green down 8-2, now down 8-4. Slowly but surely. And of course, the luck of the third inning had to end somewhere, but the Rams still brought home two. The Rams have a heavy task in bringing 4 more while also holding off the Knights offense. Pitch comes. That'll stay out of the outside. Oh, inside corner, strike one. And we have some personnel changes that I didn't hear about now. Kenzie Lambert's over at second. Over at short, Brooke Rowan behind home plate. Christina Sanchez. You're trying to be sneaky on us, Ethan.
Yeah, they are. I didn't even hear the umpire give.
Exactly. See, but we're smarter than them. Cox deals. Just above the strike zone. 2-1 the count. Pitch comes to the new pitcher in Phillips. 3 balls, 1 strike. And getting the confirmation from Blue. The pitch. Foul ball is going to bring up a full count in the first batter of the fourth inning. Pitch comes into the dirt. Ball 4. And Phillips will take her base. As number 1 coming up in Amber Bird. Trying to throw it over to first. Thankfully, Lambert was behind that one. Not going to get her out. But 0-1 the count. Cox deals. This show bunt pulls back. It'll be a second strike. Bird coming from Anaheim, California, went to Esperanza High School. Do you know what Esperanza in Spanish is?
No, I have no clue.
It means hope. I had to read a book on it one time. The book was named Esperanza. Pitch comes. Bunt attempt. Not sure if it was a foul, if she dug it into the dirt, but that's strike 3, and it'll bring up the first out. Phillips still over at first. Now batting, Shelby Nesbitt. Pitch comes. Big hit. Veers foul, strike one. 0-1 the count. And with a runner on first. Cox deals on the outside. Ball one. 1-1 the count. Rams trail by 4. Top of the 4th inning. The pitch. Sails a little outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Wind picking up, which I didn't think was possible. Cox pitches. It's high. Ball 3, 3-1 the count.
Having
Phillips.
to cover up at this point.
I don't want to do that because I know it sounds kind of weird, but
Yeah.
that's right across the plate. Strike 2. Count is full. Phillips over at first. Cox deals. She'll get a piece of it. Count's going to remain 3-2. Payoff. Part 2 coming up. Cox deals. Into right field. Cox with the grab. But she didn't get it quite yet, so they threw it over to first, and they'll grab the second out. Now that is what happens when you don't run through the bag, Ethan.
Absolutely.
Rams grab their second out, but Phillips moves into scoring position. Two outs, runner at second. Pitch comes. Ball 1. Two outs, runner at second. In the right area, but just below the strike zone. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. Phillips over at second. Rams trying to get their final out and put themselves at bat. Shows bunt, pulls back. Nobody near second. So Phillips going to walk back to the bag. Sanchez was ready to throw. But 3-0 the count. Shows bunt, pulls back. Right in the middle of the square. And some slipping and sliding over by second. Phillips still going to be safe.
Puts me in the mind of the summer thing I used to do when I was a little kid, the slip and slide. They actually had that variant of softball and baseball in recreational.
Recreational.
Circles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pitch comes. She'll get a piece of it. Now the count is full. As Carolyn Ashley from Fuquay Varina, North Carolina. Another foul ball. Count remains 3-2. And I know, Ethan, I didn't flinch. I almost flinched on that last one, but it's hard to believe that there's a fence in front of you. Pitch comes. Hits the metal bleachers and rolls down the hill.
Oh, another one might be going into the gutter this time.
I hope it doesn't
yes,
make it
it's
through
rolling.
the gutter and into the hole.
It's rolling.
And this is probably why they don't like playing here too often. Can't imagine losing so many game balls is something to be happy about.
That's the third one.
That is at least number 3. And I still see it. Yep, there it goes. Okay, pitch comes from Cox. Fly ball. Oh, and they don't get the catch. Just a little lack of communication. And now runners are on the corners. That's got to sting. I know that Blankenship and Rowe were trying to let each other know that they were trying to get the ball, but they couldn't get there. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. As King comes up to bat. Pitch comes. Grounder. A runner comes home, and everyone is safe. Runners now at first and second. 9-4 the effective score. High pitch, ball 1. Kylie Collins now batting. Pitch comes. Little low. Ball 2. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Cox deals. Outside. Sanchez. A little punt fake. Three and 0. Cox. The 3-0. Right down the middle. Strike 1. Runners at first and second. Cox deals just below the strike zone. Ball 4, bases are loaded. And now batting with loaded bases. Number 14, Taryn Tucker. Pitch comes. Tried to back out and turned, but got a foul ball from it. 0-1 the count. 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning here on the Rams Digital Sports Network, where the Rams currently trail by 5 runs. Grounder. Throw it over to first. Gable with the split. They'll get the out. Now, 9-4 the score, and the Rams have a lot to come back from as we move into the bottom on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, Caitlin Gable to start us off. Rams currently trail by 5. only capturing 1 run in the top of the 4th after a scoreless inning in the 3rd, but had quite an eventful inning in the 2nd to tack on 6 runs. Pitch comes. Right down the middle, strike 1, Phillips. The second pitcher for the Knights today. Well, in this game. 0-1 the count. And after the swinging strike 2, is now down in the count. Pitch comes off the glove of the third baseman, Gable. He's safe over at first. Now batting, Madison Blankenship.
I believe that one might have been an error.
I would say that it probably was. It ricocheted off the glove of the third baseman. And now batting, Madison Blankenship. Phillips deals. Blankenship shows bunt. Flip over to 1. They'll get the out. And a runner now in scoring position for the Rams. And as the umpire dusts off the plate, and play resumes, runner over at second in Caitlin Gable. Phillips pitches. And a swinging strike 1 puts Santana down in the count. 0-1. The pitch. And reaching a little for that one. Brings up the 0-2 count. 1 out. The 0-2. Skids in the dirt. Ball 1. A swing of the bat could bring Gable home. Rams trail by 5 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch comes. Curls on the outside. 2-2. Grounder to short. And Gable running into the pathway of the shortstop. Will bring up out number 2. And Santana will be safe over at first. 2 outs. The pitch for Hicks. Trying to throw over to first. One ball. No strikes. Santana at first. 2 outs. Hicks. Long throw over to second. Santana a little too quick. 2-0. The count. Santana putting herself in scoring position. Gonna have to steal a couple bags to prevent the scoreless inning. That'll skid in the dirt. Santana sprints over to third. Now 3-0 the count. Phillips. The St. Andrews coaching staff is going to call time. Gonna talk with Phillips real quick. Have to let her recognize, 3-0 is the count. You have Santana, who's probably the quickest, well, definitely the quickest base runner for the Rams softball club. And as they break, Santana's over at third. Hicks at the plate. 3-0 the count. Phillips deals on the outside corner. Strike one. 3-1 the count. Santana at third. Phillips deals. Hicks gets a piece of it. Count runs full. The payoff coming up from Phillips. An important pitch for St. Andrews. It comes. Foul ball. Full count remains. 2 outs. Santana at third. Rams trying to bring home Claudia Santana. Pitch comes. High fly ball. Caught by King and will move into the 5th after a scoreless half inning for the Rams. Alyssa Farrar up to bat, and a swinging strike one puts her down in the count. And a personnel change over at first. Coming in for Caitlin Gable, Jenna Atwell. Dish comes. Farrar gets a piece of it.
Oh no. It's going in the gutter now.
0-2 the count. Cox pitches. Grounder. Flip over to first. They'll get the out after the 4-3 play. Cassie Fortner now batting for St. Andrews. Pitch comes. Grounder. Hicks is going to stay in front of it, but Atwell's going to have to come off the bag. And the fielding error keeps Fortner over at first. Molly Phillips, the pitcher, coming up to bat. Pitch comes. Little outside, ball one. Runner over at first. No outs. Rams trail by 5. It's the top of the 5th inning. Cox deals. Skyrockets out. Phillips steps back in. 1-1 the count. On the outside. And trying to throw it back over to first. I thought the umpire called her out because he held out a fist, but deemed the runner safe at first. Phillips with the 2-1 count. Pitch comes on the inside corner, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fortner at first. The pitch into the dirt, long throw over to second. Not gonna tag her in time. And now the Knights with someone in scoring position. Phillips with the full count. Cox deals. Grounder. Rowe doesn't get in front of it. Fortner's gonna go home. And Phillips is gonna stay over at first. (10-4). Cox deals. High and outside, ball 1. And down the third base line, head coach for St. Andrew, Elizabeth Burris, who was an AAC Conference Coach of the Year back in 2014. And over towards first, Kelsey Lamb, the grad assistant in her second season. Burris has been there for 13. Pitch comes on the outside corner. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. Runner at first. Pitch comes. Fly ball, fierce foul. Strike 2. 10-4 the score. Rams trail by 6. Top of the 5th inning. Two and 2. Pitch comes on the inside, ball 3. Count and runs full. No outs on the board, but a runner at first, and a runner came home during the previous at-bat. The pitch from Cox. And safe over at second. Phillips with a tight catch from Lambert. Not going to get there in time. Now 2 runners on the base paths. Hicks telling him to get the force play over at 3 and then try to get it over to first. To prevent the Knights from moving any more bases. Nisbet now with the 0-1 count. Runners at first and second. Cox deals. Big foul ball. Oh and 1. She gets a piece of it. Strike 2. 0-2 the count for Nisbet, the catcher. It's in position. Pitch a little high. Ball 1. Grounder to second. Overthrown at first. Phillips will come home. Nisbet will move to second after the dead ball. 11-4 with one out on the board. Runner at second and Nisbet. Pitch comes, high fly ball, the shallow outfield, it drops. And our runner's going to slide home.
Rams definitely have to get some runs in the bottom of the fifth or this thing's over.
12-4 now the effective score. King steps in. Cox deals. Grounder in the shallow left field. In the error. Puts runners at first and second with only one out. But Ethan is right, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, in baseball, it is a 10-run rule, but in softball, an 8-run rule going into the 6th inning. So after 5 innings, if you're up by 8 runs, that will conclude the ball game. So the Rams will need to hold him to here and at least tack on 1 more runs to keep continuation. Kylie Collins, the senior utility player, up to bat. That skids in the dirt. Ball 3. The pitch. Little low, ball 4, and Ethan, I could be wrong, but I only believe there's 1 out in this inning, correct? Because it says 2.
I believe the scoreboard says 2.
The scoreboard says 2. I guess we're going to go with the scoreboard says with 2 outs. I can only think of the out over at second by Brooke Rowe. As Tucker gets a piece of it, now down 0-1 in the count. Darren Tucker, bases are loaded. Little out in the outside corner, strike 2. 0-2 the count. 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Cox deals. Fly ball. Drops foul. Count remains 0-2. Darren Tucker with the 0-2 count. Pitch comes. Drop by Taylor. And 2 runs are scored. 14-4.
And it was not a base hit. That was an error.
Now runners are on the corners. 14-4. Pitch comes. High fly ball. Blankenship will bring the out for out number 3. And we'll move into the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It's the bottom of the fifth, and Rams require at least 3 runs here to keep the game alive. And now batting, Christina Sanchez to start off the bottom of the 5th inning. Sanchez steps in. Pitch comes on the outside. Ball 1. Want to know the count. Phillips pitches, pull back bunt. Strike 1. One and 1 the count. Rams trail by 10. On the outside, ball 2. And like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the next home event for the Rams will be next Monday at 3 and 5 p.m. where we will celebrate our seniors.
It'll actually be the last, won't it, for this year? The last broadcast of softball, Monday.
Oh, yeah, it's senior day, so.
Yeah.
We have a doubleheader against Montreat College as they make their way up from Montreat, North Carolina, to take on the Rams here at home. Rolls over the back of the second baseman, and Sanchez make it over to first. Now batting, Kinsey Lambert. Just making sure that the second baseman is okay. But like I said, Senior Day, where I believe we will be celebrating our 3 seniors. And I don't know if they are. I know they're celebrating Christina Sanchez and Claudia Santana, but I also do not know if they have already celebrated Lauren Peanut Bailey. But this pitch comes. She'll get a piece of it. It'll go foul. Oh, and 1 the count. Phillips deals. On the outside corner, ball 1. Sanchez at first. Phillips gets it over to first and claims the first out. And now batting, Brooke Rowe. And of course, although we won't be broadcasting any of these, we do have numerous events going on this weekend. If you're in the city of Bluefield, we have men's and women's tennis will be taking on Salem at, I believe, Bluefield City Courts. And then, of course, Bluefield will be taking on Bluefield in the spring game. But Sanchez, after stealing 2 bags, comes home and gets 1 of the 3 that are required to keep this game going. 1 out on the board and no runners on the base paths after a stolen bag and an overthrown ball to bring Christina Sanchez home. Rowe. That pitch curls on the outside corner. Strike 1. That one skids in the dirt. For ball 1. Two and 1 the count. Phillips deals. Grounder. Flip over to first. Tag the bag. And brings up out number 2. Haley Cox now up to bat. Marks the K before entering the box. Pitch comes right across Broadway, strike 1. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. 14-5. Ground to the shortstop, long throw to first, and they will get the out. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your ball game. We appreciate all of you guys tuning in to this doubleheader live on the Rams Digital Sports Network, where the Rams split with the 1-0 victory in game number 1 and falling 14-5 in 5 innings here in game number 2. Ethan, you have any parting words for our Rams fans?
Yeah, you know, I believe that the Rams made a lot of careless mistakes in their defense, a lot of errors that could have been prevented. I think they let their foot off the gas a little bit just, you know, in the second game. It was an impeccable performance in the first game, but I think, you know, they're getting tired. The wind is messing with all of us, so I hope they can get it together before Monday.
Well, the Rams will have a couple tough practices, I can assume, in the coming days. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take it easy, Rams fans.